Well, as promised, here is a video of all the different seedlings that have come up. So all of this is Lobelia, which I am going to start hardening off today. And I do have some more Lobelia seedlings that I planted because I want to make sure I have enough. And they are right there, growing away. I'm going to do these two trays a little bit differently. Instead of taking them out one by one and putting them in separate cells, I'm going to leave them, let them grow, and then when I go to put them in pots, I'm just going to take little clumps of them. The nasturtium that I had planted has now come up. Here's the nasturtium. We've got several seedlings that came up pretty quickly, and those are the bigger ones that you're seeing there. And then little by little, the rest of them have been germinating, and you can see they're a little bit smaller. Here's the other one right there. My tomato seedlings have taken off. Here they are right here. There's 4 different varieties there. And here I have a tomato, this guy right here, this baby. He just germinated not too long ago. What you see here are eggplant. They're a little slow to start. They're a real warm weather crop, and they won't be hardening off for another couple of weeks. And then behind that are peppers. These are all my peppers that I planted. They're bell peppers, but they're multicolor. So there's some purple, some yellow, red, and orange. So there's all my seedlings. Now I do want to show you my pear tomato. And let's come over here to this side of the grow room. I have had to put them under the bigger lights because they've gotten so ridiculously tall, and I now have them in big pots. I transplanted them a few days ago because they were outgrowing the pots that they were in. I am going to start hardening them off today. Today is May 10th. It's a little bit early, but I have somebody who's going to take 3 of them because I really only need 2 of the 5. I just couldn't bear parting with them all. So I'm giving them away rather than discarding the little seedlings. But you can see they're almost up to the lights again. And I'm probably going to have to move them one more time because it's going to take me, about 10 days to harden them off. And then hopefully I'll be able to put them in the ground. But I have one more spot in the grow room I can move them to because the geraniums are coming out. I'm going to start hardening them off today. And that table is a little bit lower than the table that they're on right now. And the light is a little bit higher. So hopefully between those two, I'll be able to keep the tomatoes in here when they're not being hardened off until they're done hardening off. And over here are the morning glories that I had planted. They are now in bigger pots, and I bought these trellises. They're really kind of interesting. They're trellises that kind of go together to make them as tall as you need. I'm probably going to start hardening these off over the weekend because they're going to have to go outside. And way down at the end here are my 4 o'clocks. These flowers are going to be going in the ground, same as the nasturtiums, and as you can see, they're all growing like crazy. 4 o'clocks get very big. They can get 3.5 feet tall. The fun thing about 4 o'clocks is they bloom after 4 o'clock. Mine generally last year were blooming right around 5, 6 o'clock, and they bloom all night long. And they'll continue blooming in the morning when you get up, until the sun hits them. Once the sun hits them, the flowers close. And these plants can also be pruned. I pruned one really big one last year down to, I took it down by about half. And it became very bushy and started flowering again. So they are a really nice plant, and it lasted right up until frost. So interesting plant if you have the room for it. It gets a flower that's kind of cone-shaped. Hummingbirds love them. And these I'll be hardening off, and probably I'm going to start in about another week or so. There you have it. This is my plant room, and pretty soon it's going to be empty. Everything will be out and in the ground.